Coming up on the Muskie Daily, Muskingum University discontinues production of its yearbook.
Ohio Patrol teams up with the new Concord Police Department to fight hunger.
And Muskies welcome in the holiday season.
Thanks for joining us on the Muskie Daily. I'm Johnny Newhart.
And I'm Andrew Dunlap. Smoke coming from third floor kitchen in Finney Hall was cause for evacuation of the dorm last night. The new Concord Fire Department responded to alarms around 8 that evening. A student who saw smoke coming from the kitchen turned off the oven before evacuating. Fire Chief Brent Gates says the cause of the smoke was unattended food in the oven. Even though there was no fire, Gates says students should take all fire evacuations seriously.
You just never know, and alarm rings, we need to get out of the building. We're worried about your safety and try to get you back in the building as quickly as possible.
Around 70 students participated in a police rights seminar in Boyd Science Center Tuesday night. Professors from the Criminal Justice Department presented a slideshow informing students what they can and should do during a police encounter. Students were given tips like not saying too much and not giving consent to searches. Those in attendance were also informed about avoiding situations that could find them victims of police violence. The program was sponsored by Multicultural Association of Students and Black Student Union.
Normally, you wouldn't want to see them joining forces, but not this Friday. See how the Ohio State Highway Patrol and the new Concord Police Department are working together to benefit the community. Here's Aaron Eno.
On Friday, December 11th, the new Concord Police Department and Ohio State Highway Patrol are teaming up with the College Drive Presbyterian Church Food Bank for a canned food drive. It is taking place at the Reesbeck's parking lot from 3 in the afternoon to 7 in the evening. New Concord Chief of Police Trevor Hayes talks about the team up.
It's always good when we can partner with other agencies. Talking to the State Patrol, they say they're always seen in that negative light. It's always a traffic ticket or a bad traffic crash when they're seen. So to help them get out in the public and our public, because they are in town a lot, they do have jurisdiction through most of the roads here as well. So they're out here just trying to protect everybody the same as we are.
It is the first time that this event has been held. Anyone in the community can come by and drop off their food products. The goal is to collect 200 pounds of food. After the initial collection at the Reesbeck store, the new Concord Police Department and the Ohio State Highway Patrol will bring all the food here to the College Drive Presbyterian Church. After the canned food is dropped off, it'll be used to assist families in the community during the holiday season. For Orbit Media News, I'm Aaron.
Muskingum University will no longer support a yearbook. Student Senate proposed the cut funding of the yearbook, known as the Muskingum, from the student activity fee. The yearbook used to receive $40,000 of the fee. The group will now receive no funding from the student activity fee. Board of Trustees approved the proposal over homecoming weekend in October. Former Senate President Taylor Little says the amount allocated to the Muskingum was too significant for just a few people to handle.
There were a lot of complaints about the quality of the yearbook, and it was a big, big job to do for a small group. So, what I would like to see is for a group to come back to do a more manageable sized yearbook with a smaller budget, and to do a really good job.
Muskingum operations have come to an end for the 2015-2016 school year.
This February, Muskingum University will be hosting Ah Wilderness, directed by Professor of Theater Jimmy Bohr. The play will be hosted in the Sandra Wolf Thompson Theater in Caldwell Hall. Even though the play itself is from 6 decades ago, Bohr predicts the play to do well next semester. Bohr was in the play as an actor in college, so the production brings back memories. According to Bohr, O'Neill is considered to be one of the greatest playwriters of America.
For us as Americans is, like the British doing Shakespeare.
According to Bohr, the play is an American classic.
Up next, a look at the stories around the nation.
And later, I'll have your local weather forecast.
We have the music. We have the cameras. We have the talent. Orbit Media, where the magic happens.
On the story. On the quad. On the scene. This is the Muskie Daily.
A rogue train full of passengers made its way through multiple stops in Massachusetts without a conductor on board. Kathy Curran has more on the story.
We are operating with minor to both directions on the branch using earlier disabled
MBTA officials are trying to figure out how a Red Line train carrying passengers traveled multiple stops this morning without an operator. Sources told 5 Investigates an operator stepped off the inbound train just after 6 in Braintree to check a problem. The train kept moving, hitting him, and continued to travel 4 stops through the Quincy Adams, Quincy Center, and Wallaston stations before MBTA operations personnel depowered the third rail just past North Quincy. MBTA workers then boarded and took the train to JFK UMass, where passengers were allowed to get off. No passengers were hurt, and that operator was treated for minor injuries at Socher Hospital.
The runaway train's conductor is currently being questioned by officials. As of now, the investigation is still underway.
The fire crew who took in a baby dropped off at the firehouse was all ohs and ahs when the child came to visit with her new adoptive family. Michelle Gill has more on the special reunion.
This is so unique and rare. It's something I never really thought that I would do.
When Santa Ana Fire Captain paramedic Daryl Melliott first put 6-pound Naomi in his arms, she was just a few hours old. It was the first and only safe surrender at an Orange County fire station this year. Officials tell me the anonymous birth mother who rang the doorbell at the fire station back in March was in her 20s.
And when she physically went to give Naomi to me, there was a moment where she had a difficult time doing it. She balked a couple of times and just wanted a few more moments to hold her.
Nearly 9 months have passed, and the Orange County Fire Authority crew who kept Naomi safe that night are still a part of her life. They attended the baby's adoption ceremony in November.
I tell everybody that asks me about it that it's one of the highlights of my career by far. I mean, going to that ceremony and getting to see her again, because you know when it happens, you don't know what's going to happen to the baby, really.
Orange County foster parents Kristen and Kurt Snyder had always planned to adopt rather than have their own children. Not only do they now have 7-month-old Naomi, but 1-year-old Judah as well. Mom says Naomi's story will not be hidden from her.
It really is a great opportunity for us to tell her about her mom and what a courageous thing she did.
Do you remember playing with my badge?
California's Safely Surrender Baby Law was created in 2001. Since then, more than 750 children have been handed over at a safe site across the state.
It turns out the winner of an Oregon Lottery's $6.4 million jackpot came by their ticket under very unusual circumstances. And the lottery says it's the first time it's aware of its 30-year history that a winning ticket was sold this way. Wanda Moore has the story.
The winning ticket was sold here at Binky's in Bend back in August, and since then, everyone has been waiting to hear who cracked that jackpot. And the answer took everyone by complete surprise.
We sell a lot of megabucks tickets. They come in with handfuls of them.
One of those tickets would crack the jackpot. Someone walked in and got lucky. A winning ticket worth $6.4 million.
It doesn't happen very often, so it was exciting for us to have it be sold here.
What happened next is even more unusual. Whoever walked out of Binky's in Bend with a winning ticket didn't keep it. Instead, the ticket would go to an Iraqi citizen who lives in Iraq.
I was surprised.
This is absolutely unprecedented for the Oregon Lottery.
How is that even possible? The Iraqi citizen, whose identity will not be revealed from the Oregon Lottery, bought his ticket through the website thelottery.com. The website sent a person in Bend to buy the ticket for him.
We just took a good deal of time, consulting with U.S. Attorney General, the Oregon Attorney General, and trying to make sure that everything was indeed legal.
Judy Valputis and her son had hoped they had the winning ticket.
So that was a disappointment.
But selling the ticket might be the next best thing. Her deli got a 1% bonus worth a whopping $64,000.
We're glad to have it. This is a real small business we run here.
In Bend, Wanda Moore, News Channel 21.
Next on the Muskie Daily, your sports update.
But first, I'll have your weather. You may want to keep those ugly sweaters away this weekend.
This is Will Mullins, and I want to encourage you to watch Chapel on Orbit TV Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. Thanks.
Find out what decisions are being made at Student Senate that could affect your campus organization by tuning into Orbit TV on Tuesdays at 11 in the evening, and again on Wednesday through Sunday at 10 in the morning and 6 and 11 in the evening.
Greetings and welcome back to the Muskie Daily. For tonight is looking to be somber and mostly cloudy and cold with a low of 46. So we recommend bundling up tonight. Tomorrow is still mostly cloudy, but temperatures are expected to be a high of 59. Tomorrow night, our weather changes for the weather, as there are reported to be a 20% chance of showers and a low of 54. The Muskie basketball teams are back in action this weekend, both taking on the OAC rival Baldwin Wallace at home. The women are slated for a 1 o'clock tip-off, while the men are slated right after at 4. WMCO has the call of both games, with pregame for the women matchup starting at 1:30. Pregame start for men will be determined once the women's game ends.
This is Will Mullins, and I want to encourage you to watch Chapel on Orbit TV Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. Thanks.
Find out what decisions are being made at Student Senate that could affect your campus organization by tuning into Orbit TV on Tuesdays at 11 in the evening, and again on Wednesday through Sunday at 10 in the morning and 6 and 11 in the evening.
Muskingum University's December graduation is Saturday morning at 10:30. Currently, 61 students are registered to graduate with the class of 2015. The ceremony will be held in the Sandra Wolf Thompson Theater in Caldwell Hall.
2 area historic sites are decorated for the holidays. The John and Annie Glenn Historic Site features John Glenn's old-fashioned childhood train to go with the old-fashioned Christmas theme of the inside of the house. The outside is decorated with the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer themed decorations. The National Road Zan Gray Museum is also decorated, featuring the trail of trees and Christmas ornaments throughout the museum. The John and Annie Glenn Historic Site is also held an open house on Sunday, featuring a performance by the John Glenn High School choral group, JC Connection.
Muskingum University's campus group crew celebrated the Christmas season with their final meeting of the semester last night. Students could eat ice cookies and enjoy pie, and even participate in the friendly match of marshmallow dodgeball. The night ended with a worship and prayer. That's all for tonight's Muskie Daily. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great night, New Concord.